The problem is recurrent and you might have already faced it. This weekend, you want to enjoy a party with your friends without spending too much in a nightclub or bar. Unfortunately, this time your friend's apartment you usually spend your evenings in is not available. What can you do? Entrust Fetch Event to organize your moment of happiness. We will connect individuals wishing to make their place of residence available for a night and those young people who have no place to celebrate.
Thus, we want to work for the creation of a network of trust connecting people from different backgrounds and see them exchange, laugh, and discover common passions during a party that meets the same requirements of friendliness and cheerfulness as the ones we already hold with our friends.
Your idea has potential, but can it be effective in reality? Firstly, does Fetch Event achieve sense-making?
Oh, hello, Professor. We did not expect to find you here. What you have to know is that the host of the event will receive a payment calculated mainly on the number of people present, but also according to other criteria that he will be free to choose. As for his guests, they will systematically benefit from a place to their liking, to organize their events cheaply, to enjoy the proximity of the apartment with a nightclub, for example, whenever and with the number of friends they want.
At a time when micro-capitalism is taking off, shaping a new way of consuming, incarnated by companies such as Uber and Airbnb, we know that Fetch Event fits the same ambitions. From a macroeconomics point of view, the crisis has significantly changed the consumption of European households, weakened by the decline in their purchasing power and rising unemployment. In addition, half of the discotheques in France have disappeared over the last 30 years. Nevertheless, French people go out on average twice a week in the evening, usually in a friend's home or in a bar.
At the microeconomics level, Fetch Event will differentiate itself by encouraging the establishment of an average price per guest of €5 to satisfy all stakeholders while agreeing with the current model of consumption of people between 18 and 35 years old. Indeed, millennials are characterized by low purchasing power and a notable preference for new technologies.
The technological part is also very easy to understand. When registering on our application, it will be necessary to provide as much information as possible in order to create a complete profile to enrich the relations between our members. It is the so-called social networking aspect that, in this case, will establish trust between guest and host through notes and public remarks on the profiles.
Much of the administrative work, for example invoicing, is done in an almost invisible way, concretely from a smartphone, in a bus, or in the queue at the bakery.
Finally, for the regulations part, the environment of the collaborative economy is still not very regulated and is not subject to a labor code of several thousands of pages, which allows the empowerment of all social categories, and even the poorest can manage their own business and reap the benefits from it.
Oh wow! And what about connecting?
You'll be surprised to know that there is also a real orchestration strategy that makes Fetch Event the road from which many nodes mine. Indeed, we will propose partnerships with professionals, businesses, and individuals who have a direct or indirect link with the party scene. We can think of companies from the catering sector, cleaning companies, entertainment companies, and many more.
Each stakeholder will see its profit grow by this association. Indeed, a company associating with Fetch Event will be referenced as a partner and will thus be able to benefit from the advertising generated by the Fetch Event services by making itself known by our users. Users will be aware of these new services and will be able to take advantage of discounts and promotional offers when they purchase goods and services from a partner through Fetch Event services.
For Fetch Event, it goes without saying that having strong orchestrated nodes will allow us to attract new users and partners. Also, when a host wants to organize a party by utilizing the services of a caterer, they will have no problem contacting a referenced partner of Fetch Event and may even go further. For example, taking cooking lessons together before putting them into practice at the host place, or partner with new original restaurants to reinforce the high-quality reputation that both the restaurant and fetch event will benefit from.
Thus, in order to stay asset-light, we only need to own those assets which we cannot orchestrate.
It seems that you have covered all the bases so far. Will Fetch Event be able to keep orchestrating, continuously re-evaluating their node relationships to keep customers surprised?
We are aware that Fetch Event cannot afford to take any relationship for granted, no matter how entrenched and long-standing it is. Continuous re-evaluation of the benefits and costs and actively managing them in light of shifting circumstances is essential.
So, Fetch Event will need to keep adding new nodes to its business model and considering removing nodes when they are no longer relevant in order to make its business model harder for competitors to replicate and to keep up with.
Give me an example of a possible node that Fetch Event could add.
One option is a drone delivery service that will be perfectly operational in a few years. Guests will be able to order the drinks they want for the evening instead of picking them up themselves. The drinks will then be delivered directly to the host home just before the arrival of the guests. Forging and maintaining stretched relationships with customers, technology partners, investors and suppliers often requires an increased level of transparency. To be orchestrated effectively, partners need clarity before joining the network as a node. In an orchestrated network of nodes, transparency is paramount of the longevity of the relationships. Thus, Fetch Event will clearly establish its chosen model when it comes to the prices of its partners and the commissions taken on evenings. Because we believe that consumers need to understand easily for what and how much they're supposed to pay and have fair rules.
Last but not least, our business shouldn't focus on the individual firm itself, resulting egocentric. We should instead try to enable an allocentric platform where we can be the orchestra conductor. We should mobilize other resources to create value for every party involved in the opportunity network. In Fetch Event, we want all nodes to feel that they are creating value while doing business with us. So we will implement an allocentric network design where each stakeholder will be equally represented and will have the opportunity to develop its own profile to align its own essential qualities.
Users will find our service simple to use. In addition to our sophisticated network of nodes, which achieves synergies resulting in superior performance, the security aspect is also a prerequisite for the success of Fetch Event. Without providing the most complete assurance to the hosts that the people they will be hosting will behave with respect, we will have a hard time getting the essential supply of housing.
So, Fetch Event makes the paradox of complexity one of its qualities, as it is difficult for a potential competitor to develop such a dense network of nodes while guaranteeing its users the greatest security and instinctive use of the service.
Finally, we reshape the game thanks to a process that puts our organization into a flow of opportunities. That is to say, we follow simple rules. Ultimately, it comes down to taste, and we hope that Fetch Event will be to your liking.
I really like it, guys. You know why? Because I see high value, emotion, and orchestration, as well as the passion of those who like to create and change the rules of the game.